Hi everyone, Chris here from IELTS Advantage with another success story. Today we have Javier, who recently got the scores that he needed, and he has agreed to share his success with you guys so that you can learn from him and be successful in the future. So, Javier, can we start off just by you introducing yourself to everyone?
Of course. My name is Javier Ramos. I'm currently a physician in Mexico, but I wish to migrate to the UK and practice medicine there.
Excellent.
However, in order to do so, I must first prove I know how to communicate in English effectively, and I have to take two medical tests.
Excellent. And can you tell people a little bit about your IELTS journey? So, how many times did you do the test? What scores were you getting? That type of thing?
Okay, I took the test two times before I joined the VIP service. The first time I took it was on July 2nd. I got an overall score of 8, an 8.5 in listening, an 8 in reading, and an 8.5 in speaking, but I got a 6.5 in writing. And in order to take these tests, I first need to get at least a 7 in each of the categories and a 7.5 overall. So the 6.5 was really frustrating for me. I
Yeah.
had actually never gotten any grade below a 90% in any English test before. So that really shook my confidence.
You're not alone. You're not alone. Writing is the main hurdle for most people. And so you did the test at one time after that again?
Yes, because after I got that score, I thought, well, 6.5 isn't that far away from 7.
Mhm.
I'll just take it again. And surely I can get the 7 at that time. So I took the test again about a month later, was July 30th. And I got an overall of 8. This time I got a 9 in listening, an 8.5 in reading, and an 8.5 in speaking. But again, I got the 6.5 in writing, which was really, really frustrating. And that's the point where I decided, well, I need more help.
So when we started working with you, when you were going through the course and giving you feedback, what were the key things that we identified, or you were like, oh, that's why I got a 6.5? Or like, what were your main struggles?
um, well, through your writing correction service, I realized that my main problem was thinking and developing the main ideas.
Hmm.
I tried well when I did it before. I struggled to develop just a few main ideas. I tried to put in as many ideas as I could, and it was not a good idea, as I learned through your service, through your course.
Yeah, it's a very common thing with physicians, especially. One thing that I noticed early on in my career working with doctors was that doctors tend to do two things. They put in a lot of ideas and they try to make the ideas very complex. And what that does is that it stops any real development of the ideas, and then uh, doctors often think of ideas that are so good, like so high level, so complex, that they then find it difficult to explain that in clear terms. And I think it's because many physicians are, you've gone through so many years of medical school dealing with very high level concepts and complex things, and in your day-to-day job, it's one of the most complex jobs in the world. And then, so I think many doctors have been successful by operating at that very high level. And then when they come across the IELTS test, they think, I'll use the same approach. I'll put in complex language, complex ideas, and things like that. Do you think that was your problem, or
I
was it?
think that was I think that was part of the problem. And another part was that I didn't really have all that much experience writing. I
Yeah.
mean, I learned how to speak it and how to read it, and I listen to it all the time.
Mhm.
But I have never actually submitted any written thing to be evaluated.
Yeah.
And so this was very new to me, and so that I think that was my main obstacle because
Yeah.
I wasn't used to it. And through your course and your service, I really got the chance to really practice that.
Yeah.
And what I really like the most about the whole course was the writing feedback. The writing feedback. That really was the best thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about the number of hours you've spent listening to English versus the number of hours writing in English, it's probably hundreds, if not thousands of times more. And if you played basketball for 10,000 hours and baseball for, 2 hours, you're going to be better at one than the other. And I think a lot of people make the mistake of thinking, I'm good at English, I'm good at speaking English, therefore I must be good at writing English. And writing, whether it's in Spanish or in English, is a skill in itself. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I realized that after doing this course, I took a look at the things I write in Spanish and realized that I have the same problems.
Yeah, I was actually recently, I was at the hospital with my son. It was nothing serious. But the doctor gave me my wife and I this long list of medicines and when to take it and everything. And I walked out and my wife said to me, he's like, did you understand any of that? And I was like, no, I did. we had to phone back, and and I think that that's kind of explaining our point, that it's not about, she was from Ireland, she's a native English speaker, but her communication skills were not very good at all. So I think that's what we try and teach on the course, is not only how to use your English more effectively, but how to communicate more effectively in any language.
Well, yeah, I think the biggest takeaways I got from your course are, number one, that you don't get extra points for being creative.
Yeah.
And number two, confused thoughts lead to confused writing. I remember that very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, your writing will be a reflection of your thinking. If your thinking is confused, your writing will be confused. And if your thinking is clear, your writing is clear. So imagine you're giving yourself advice on how to overcome those problems 6 months ago. Imagine Javier 6 months ago or 12 months ago. What advice would you give?
What advice would I give myself,
Or let's say you have
or someone that's going
a
to take,
colleague,
okay.
a Mexican colleague who is struggling with writing.
I guess the main advice I would give is that the IELTS is not just an English test, because I saw it as just an English test, just another English test. And then, no, it's a communication test.
Hmm.
And I think that's what I would emphasize, telling the other person, because it's not just about English, it's about communicating in English. It's about learning to develop an idea and present it in a clear way.
Yeah, I mean, you're a doctor, so you'll be applying to the GMC, and the GMC doesn't use IELTS to understand how many words you know or how many grammatical structures you know. They just want to know, when they put you in a hospital, can you communicate with the doctors and the nurses and the patients? Because that's obviously important for for doctors to be able to communicate clearly. And I think for people watching, if listen to Javier, if you only did one thing, which was to improve your writing, imagine you are writing to another person and you're trying to communicate as clearly as possible with that other person. Don't see it as showing off to an examiner. Imagine you're writing your essay or your task one to another person and clearly communicating your thoughts to that person, and that will improve your writing dramatically. Would you agree with that, Javier? Do you think it's good advice?
Absolutely. Yes, yes. Yes, I completely agree.
Excellent, Javier. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, and I wish you the best of luck in. Hopefully, you can get to the UK as quickly as possible. We really need doctors here at the moment. So,
Okay.
if you need any help in the future, Javier, please get in touch with us. We're more than happy to help.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Hey, Chris here again. Hopefully you enjoyed that success story video. That student was part of our IELTS VIP course. And on that course, we show students exactly where they're going wrong and exactly what to do to get the score that they need. And we give them all the help and support that they need in order to get a 7, 8, or even 9 in their IELTS test. Now, we only work with a really small number of students. Because of the level of help and feedback and support that we give students, we can only work with a very small number of them. But we also have more success stories than any other online or offline course in the world, which has created a huge amount of demand for our course. So we're the only course in the world, I believe, that has a very long waiting list. If you want to join that waiting list, all you have to do is just click here and you'll be able to add your name, add your email address, and then when one of our students becomes successful and leaves the course, the next position can be for you. Hopefully see you in there. Bye-bye.